All right, your next comedian this evening, she runs Bold and Beautiful. It's a comedy production. She runs a show at Resonant Culture at Triple C. You can follow her at Bold and Beautiful Comedy on Instagram. She is very funny. Give it up for Kaya Allen. What's up, fuckers? In order for me to prepare you for this, I'm just going to give you a little background of myself. My name's Kaya. I used to be a dominatrix, and then I was a professional cuddler. I was in the Salt Lake City punk scene for a while. And I have 2 kids, and I've been married for a while, and it was either this or healthcare. So the only other thing that is really applicable for those techniques. What a lot of people don't know about me, just by looking at me, is I'm mixed. My mom is black, and my father is Mormon. I've always looked like this, guys. This is gentrification on a molecular level. My father wasn't in my life. He left when I was about 5 months old to pursue probably the whitest career you could at the time, and that was to be a rave DJ. And he did that. He's real big in Utah. But my mom raised me, and she might have missed the mark a little bit by trying to raise me as a black woman, because I haven't recently emerged from a coma or a cave. I have always looked like this. Some of the names I got growing up were Discount Albino, White Mocha, which is low-hanging fruit, and most recently Rachel Dolezal, which hurts, because I have the receipts, okay? You best believe, as soon as I was able to, I was like, I'm getting this 23andMe done, because how fucked up would it be if my mom had been gaslighting me my whole fucking life, right? And I'm actually like this little Swedish baby that she found on the side of the road. My mom did her best. There's a lot of us. I'm the eldest of 6. She particularly doesn't like Halloween. I remember one year when I was 8 years old, I was like, Mom, I need a last-minute costume. So she took all the sheets off of her bed, dyed them purple, gave me snakes, bangles, and a head wrap, and sent me out to trick-or-treat as a voodoo priestess. Yep. She did this not 1 year, but 2 years in a row. And when I would get to white households, they were sort of confused as to what I was, and I had to explain to them that my dad was the shadow man, because he wasn't around. And when I would get to black households, they were sort of confused as to why there was a little white Erykah on their front porch. They're like, what is the fuck? What is the appropriation is going on here? My, to put it in a bit more perspective, other kids were getting read One Fish, Two Fish. I was getting Frederick Douglass's autobiography. I knew all the words to The Color Purple before I'd ever seen a white version of The Wiz. I remember my mom sent me to a camp. It was the only time I had gone to a camp because I was a poor. And they called it leadership camp, but you probably would call it sensitivity camp now. But at the time, it was like 2006, this were like revolutionary ideas. They're like, do you know it's hard being black? They're like, what? But one of the very first exercises that they had was to split us up by race. And the exercise was, what does black history mean to you? Or what does white history mean to you? Or what does Asian history mean to you? And so I went with the whites because, I just want to make everyone comfortable. And they're going around and they're like, all right, Jeremiah, what does white history mean to you? And he's like, potato famines. And then he's like, all right, Timmy, what about you? And he's like, farmers markets. And then he gets to me and I was like, colonialism. And I'm like, no. That's later on in the camp, later on. But much to my mother's disappointment, I married a white. And not just like you're one of the mill kind, like he's one of the OGs. Okay, when we got the 23andMe done, he also did his. Found out he's 25% more Neanderthal than the average person. So he's like caveman, all right? He's from Alaska, he's Pennsylvania Dutch. Like, he's blonde, ew. I never in a million years thought. But we did jump the broom. My mom insisted, and I was going to do it anyways. He didn't jump very high, and I only jumped about 25% higher. But we made it over. We've been together for about 13 years now. Give it up. It's fucking hard. We made it through COVID, guys. Those were dark fucking days. It really can. Clap if you've been in a relationship for 5+ years. All right. So you know. So my husband is also 10 years older than me. He's had my prime childbirthing years, and he has used them up. My kids, I like to refer to them as my most expensive back massages. Because for men, a back massage is never a back massage. It's never like, I don't think there's been a man in the history of men, period. Like there was a caveman somewhere and he's like tickling the back and he's like, now we have sex. There's never been a man that's like, that was nice, I did it for 90 minutes, now we're just gonna go to sleep. Love you. Kiss you on the forehead. Yeah. But when you're with somebody for this long, you have to make compromises. Let me go back. He's 10 years older than I am. I refer to myself as his child bride. He has asked that I stop doing that because it makes him feel like a pedophile, but it makes me feel beautiful, so I'm gonna keep doing it. He especially doesn't like when I pretend to be younger than I am. Like I went to a boxing class and he's like, oh, so it's like Tai Bo, and I was like, what's Tai Bo? He's like, you're 34, bitch. You know who the fuck Tai Bo is. All right? I'm like, what's a phone book? Or, we start to get in the nitty-gritty of the math, and be like, ooh, so when you were 21, I was 11. He'll just be like, can you not say this when I'm inside of you? It's a real big mood killer. I'm like, you wanted to marry a funny lady. Well, here I fucking am. That's how I approach with sex. I'm like, you wanna fucking go? And it works. It's every time, guys. But we've been together a while, and I was kind of naive when we got together, which is the benefit of dating someone 10 years younger than you. I was 21 at the time. And how we met is we met on an online forum. And it was for the punk community. And so, I don't know if you know this, a lot like the comedy community, it's densely male. Okay, there's one chick to every 10 guys, okay? We've all seen the porn, we know those odds, okay? So I'm in this forum and all the guys are like, hey, show us your tits. And I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about showing my tits. Because my dad was in the picture, remember? And he hits me up and he's like, I don't think you should show your boobs. And I was like, wow, chivalry isn't dead. He's not like the other guys. So we started talking, and the first time I talked to him, I realized he has this wonderful Russian accent. I'm like, oh my god, that's so hot. So we're talking for 9 months, and on my birthday, he calls me up and he goes, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, oh my god, this man is old, right? He probably has a family. And he's like, no, I'm not Russian. And I was like, are you Ukrainian? I don't understand. And he goes, no, you thought the accent was really hot, so I just kept doing it. And this was the least of the red flags that I've ever seen on any guy, and I was just like, oh my god, he's obsessed with me. Of course I'm going to. Part of the reason why I'm with my husband is because he is the worst ex-boyfriend I've ever had, and I have to make it work, okay? Because if I don't make it work, I will die probably. I don't know. He loves me a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Marry your stalker, everybody. Be the one that didn't get away. That's what I'm trying to say. Magical. When you're with somebody for as long as we've been together, you end up having to make compromises, especially when you're in a monogamous relationship. You're like, this is going to be the guy that I'm fucking to the day I die. And he has to do the same for you, and so that means that you guys are going to probably start exploring in your mid-30s to his mid-40s, okay? For girls, that means anal. For guys, that means you're not going to always have sex with a fully conscious individual. That's just what it is. My husband and I like to play a game we call it frat house. It's when he has sex with my unconscious body. It's consensual, guys. No? You frat housing, bro? No. But it's a win-win, guys. He cleans the pipes. I sleep. I really don't want to end it there. But I'm gonna. But it's time. Have a good night.
Give it up for Kaya Allen. Check her out at Bold People Comedy. Go see her shows. Maybe the most cultured sex worker turned cuddler turned comic that you will ever meet. You are making marriage sound really great.